My name is Stacy Lagassi. My life prior to drug court, it started off, I was 16 and I started using marijuana. It progressed to bigger drugs and my life had became a mess. I lost my child, lost my life. And I had been in and out of the program for a while, and but I just wasn't ready. And I got in a lot of trouble with the law. You know, my life had just become unmanageable. At first, it was I had caught a charge in Manatee County, and they offered me a year in jail or drug court. I didn't have a drug charge, but they knew from all my prior charges that I had a problem with drugs. So I told him, I thought to myself, well, I don't want to go to jail, so I'll take drug court. And at the time, I wasn't ready. But as it went on, I fought it, and I ended up running from drug court. And when I ran from drug court, I had brought myself so low into my life that I didn't know where to go. I was lost. I was beat down. My life was just nothing. I had hit my bottom, and I prayed that night. I knew I had ran. When I ran, I knew I had a warrant, and at the time, I knew the police were coming to the house that I was at, and I waited for them. And I told them I had a warrant, and they took me to jail. I knew when I went to court, they told me I could go into a program, and I said, I'm ready. They said, you're not getting out. I said, I don't care. I don't want to get out. I want to get help. You know, my life was just at my worst. So I surrendered and went into the Salvation Army program and listened a lot, went into the classes, had an open mind about everything, and worked on myself a lot. And graduated the program, and I've been clean since. After graduation from drug court, I decided to move into a halfway house. I went into the halfway house. I got myself a job. I've had the same job for almost a year now. Next month it'll be a year. I've gotten my daughter back. We have a great relationship today. I'm actually going to begin starting school soon. I've gotten my license back, which I hadn't had for 10 years. I got myself a car. I'm able to move around, take my daughter places, when I'm off work, and life is just great. I go to work, go to meetings, and work the program.
My name is Lydia Simmons. Before I came to drug court, my life was in pieces. I didn't really know who I was anymore or what I wanted to be. I already had one child and I wasn't taking care of her, and I just was lost. My first daughter, I wasn't taking care of her. My parents were. And I really wanted to get clean for her and, be a good mother in her life. I had gotten put in drug court for a credit card fraud that got amended to a grand theft. But before that, I had priors I had 2 petty theft charges and narcotic equipment. I also had obstruction and a few driving without a license. Drug court put me on the right path. Drug court gave me the push that I needed to run back into the arms of God, where I found my sobriety. Drug court gave my life structure. It gave me responsibility. It held me accountable, most importantly. After drug court, I'm still clean. I celebrate 2 years this month. I'm now going into the medical field for work. I'll be a registered nurse in a few years, and right now I'm a licensed phlebotomist. I take care of my 2 kids and have a life that's clean and fun and sober.
It started on a Sunday night. I went to the store to get me a pack of cigarettes. I came back. I was on Biscayne. I live off of Greendale. So I was coming down Biscayne. I turned into the Jockey Club. I was on my street. And the cop pulled me over. Lo and behold, my tags, I still had my New York plates on. I'd only been down here, maybe about 6, 7 months or so. And my friend had my insurance in his name. He canceled it. He did not call me and tell me. So the cop pulled me over, told him, he wanted to search my car. He told me that my tags were expired, I had no insurance or registration on the car. So he asked me, I told him I didn't know that it had happened. My friend didn't tell me about it. And so he asked to search the car. So I said, I felt I had nothing in there to hide. So I said, go ahead. I had a little red pouch in my car that had been there, over a year before I came down here. And my friend from up north, the same one who had the insurance in his name, had left me a little present. It was called oxycodone. I was taken to Sarasota County Jail. I was booked. I didn't have my glasses, I didn't have phone. So there was no way for me to call bail bondsman. I had money in my pocket. And this went on to about 11, and I've never been to jail in my life. I never want to go to jail again. That was the worst 15-hour experience of my life. All I did all night long was stare at that telephone, trying to get out of there. So the next morning, they arraigned me and they released me. So then I had Lori Huskisson as an attorney, my public defender, and she had told me about drug court. Drug court was for me. It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming at first because I was on where you call and you have to, your number comes up and they use your last digit of your social security number. And so sometimes you had to drop 2 or 3 times a week. It was chaotic in the beginning because I didn't have my car. I lived in Northport. I worked in Sarasota. So I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, getting on the bus with my bike, riding down Bee Ridge to get to the job, and then I only had an hour lunch. And with being a veterinary technician, it's like being a nurse, you don't always get lunch. And that's what I was trying to explain to everybody with the beginning of the program, that, hey, I can't get lunch. But they were like, well, you have to drop. You have to get there. And it was scary because all I thought that if I didn't go and do what I had to do, that I was going to go back to jail. But after the first month or so, things kind of settled in. Once I was in the program, I had to do my inside groups and also do my outside meetings. And it was tough trying to, okay, I gotta work. When am I gonna do this? How? What I did when I really felt the pressure of things, I'd go to my group meetings. I'd go to an outside meeting if I felt, okay, because in the past, when things weren't going right, you say, to hell with it, go pick up a drink, and let's go have a few beers. I did smoke pot in the past. Let's go smoke a joint. Never mind about, I'll worry about it tomorrow. But then I realized I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So I'd either go to an outside meeting or call my counselor. Talk to Thomas, talk to Andrew, and just to clear my head, to get things, they tell me it's going to be okay, and take one day at a time. And that's what I started doing. I'd go to my meetings on Wednesday, Thursday. I made sure that my fines were paid up, and I slowly moved up the ladder.
My name is Bradenton Herald, and this is my daughter Chanel. Before drug court, I was insane. I used every single day. I committed crimes. I didn't have any self-respect. I didn't respect anybody. And I was just self-centered and did what I could to get high. I got arrested in 2011, and I was on probation, and I violated probation twice, so then I was sent to jail with no bond, and they wanted to give me time, and I didn't want to stay in jail. At first, I thought I could do it without a treatment facility, but then I realized that I didn't have the tools to stay clean, and I hung out with the wrong people. So I had to take responsibility for my actions and was sanctioned several times until I was sent to the Manatee Glens program for 30 days. And I stayed out for a little bit, but then I still couldn't stop using because of people, places, and things. So then they had enough of me and told me I was going to the bridge. So I sat in jail and prayed and prayed and prayed until finally they let me go to a halfway house instead, and I stayed clean. Yes, it was the fear of going to the bridge because I didn't want to be away from my family and friends for longer than really, I didn't want to stay away from them. So, and it was far away, and I heard bad things about it, so I was kind of scared. But then I messed up again, but they seen that I was trying and I was always honest, so they gave me one more chance, and I stayed clean until graduation. Finally, I got tired of going to jail and, you know, being told that I wasn't worth nothing, that I could never be the same Bradenton again. So I just finally got sick of it. I didn't want to go back to jail. I didn't want to do drug court again once I graduated, and I just got involved with the meetings more than ever, got a sponsor, did step work. I worked the program. Life since drug court is amazing. At 6 months clean, I got pregnant, so I really had a choice to make. I had somebody else to be responsible for, so I didn't want to lose my baby. And then I got my own place, I got a job, and now I just bought my first car. Yeah, if you do what you're supposed to do, it's definitely worth it.